Hello and welcome, my dear friends. Today we'll talk about condensation polymers or step growth polymers. What they are. In previous videos we basically finished addition polymerization. Now what are condensation polymers? These are the polymers which are formed by the combination of monomers with the elimination of some simple molecules, like water, alcohol, etc. इस तरीके से जो पॉलीमर्स बनेंगे we call them condensation polymers or step growth polymers. And the polymerization जो है, the process of polymerization is called condensation polymerization, or we can say step growth polymerization. So those polymers which are formed by the combination of monomeric units, and it must involve elimination of some simple molecules like water, alcohol, etc. इस पॉलीमराइजेशन को हम बोलते हैं नाम कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमराइजेशन और स्टेप ग्रोथ पॉलीमराइजेशन, एंड द पॉलीमर्स फॉर्म्ड आर कंडेंसेशन polymers. Now, next point is, in this type of polymerization, in this monomeric units जो होते हैं, monomeric units must be bifunctional. That is, they must contain more than one functional group. ये जो पॉलीमराइजेशन है, कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमराइजेशन, मोनोमेरिक यूनिट्स जो है उनमें लाजमन होना चाहिए more than one functional groups. If they contain more than one functional groups, then they can condense and hence form condensation polymers. So this is the important condition. In case of addition polymerization, I told you unsaturation is must. So presence of unsaturation will allow the generation of addition polymers, while as the presence of more than one functional group in monomers allows us to form condensation polymers. Now, ये जो condensation polymers हुआ करते हैं, they are basically consisting of two main types. So there are two main types. एक तो है polyesters and next is polyamides. So polyesters and polyamides are basically two important main types of condensation polymers. So we'll first switch on to what are polyesters. So we have polyesters. So polyesters जो है ये वो वाले condensation polymers है जिनमें एक ester linkage बनेगी. So in this we can simply write it involves ester formation. वो वाले पॉलीमर्स जिनमें एस्टर लिंकेजेस डेवलप होंगे, एस्टर फॉर्मेशन डेवलप होगा या एस्टर लिंकेजेस प्रेजेंट होंगे, वी कॉल दोज पॉलीमर्स एज पॉलीएस्टर्स. सो वो वाले पॉलीमर्स, वो वाले कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमर्स विच बेसिकली कंटेन्स और इन्वॉल्व ester linkages, we call them polyesters. So we have here example is pterylene. इसका दूसरा नाम है dacron, and or we can say pteron. So we have three names for this polymer: pterylene, dacron, or pteron. So how it is formed and what is its preparation and properties we'll be talking about from now. सो पहली बात यह है कि द मोनोमेरिक यूनिट इन इट इज, सो मोनोमर्स क्या क्या है इसमें, एक मोनोमर है इसमें इथिलीन ग्लाइकॉल, इथाइलीन ग्लाइकॉल, that is CH2 single bond OH, single bond CH2 single bond OH, ethylene glycol. and next monomeric unit है इसमें dimethyl terephthalate, dimethyl terephthalate, dimethyl terephthalate is the next monomeric unit in it. So what is its structure? It's like this: benzene, then it's having COOCH3 group over here, COOCH3 group over here. This is called a dimethyl. It is basically the derivative of terephthalic acid. अगर यहाँ पे COOH होता तो it becomes terephthalic acid, लेकिन H को replace किया गया by means of methyl, so it becomes dimethyl terephthalate. This is the next monomeric unit. So once they combine together, they form a dimer. उसको फिर polymerization होके आपका जो है polymer बनता है. अब कैसे बनता है? What are the conditions? So monomeric units are these two. One is the monomeric units are two different things. It indicates that it's a copolymer. Clearly it's a copolymer because there are two different monomeric units present in it. Second condition is temperature must be around, temperature is around 270 to 285 degrees Celsius in presence of metal oxide, in presence of metal oxides. So ये जो polymerization reaction हुआ करती है, this occurs in the presence of metal oxide. So what is the reaction? So reaction हमारे पास है, you are having actually OH single bond CH2 single bond CH2 single bond OH plus it's C double bond O CH3 benzene ring, then C double bond O CH3. This is the terephthalic acid, this is the ethylene glycolic monomer. They combine to form a dimer. And the conditions are 270 to 285 degrees C in the presence of metal oxide as a template, we can say. And now once they combine, what it eliminates? इसमें आपका CH3O जाता है. We'll show it like this. यहाँ पे CH3O निकलेगा और यहाँ से आपका जो है H निकलेगा. तो it forms methanol. methanol हम लिखेंगे यहाँ minus CH3OH. तो क्या बनेगा? ये रहेगा ऐसे ही OH. Then there is single bond CH2, then there is single bond CH2, then there is single bond O, that is this O, it combines with this, that is C double bond O, then there is benzene ring, then there is C double bond O and OCH3. This is the condensed dimer in it. Once they combine together, they form this kind of entity. And if you see here COOR, so this is the ester linkage over here. This is the ester linkage. So जब ये सारे अब मिलेंगे, so it leads to now polymerization. हम यहाँ पे लिखेंगे polymerization. तो ये n timers अब जब combine हो जाएंगे तो what we can write is, आपने अभी देखा होगा कि इस इथिलीन ग्लाइकॉल में से H निकलता है, खाली O वहाँ पे ही रहता है. मतलब ये कि ये जो एंटिटी है इसमें H निकलेगा तो हम लिखेंगे O, फिर डैश कर देंगे, then there is CH2, then there is CH2, then there is again O, then बाकी ऐसे ही लिखना है. So you have to write everything in the same fashion. अब देखिए इस टेरेप्थिलिक एसिड में आपका OCH3 निकलेगा, तो OCH3 निकलेगा तो C डबल बॉन्ड O ही रह गया, तो हम डैश कर देंगे, फिर कर देंगे होल N. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज टेरिलीन. This is the polymer that is teriline. It is basically a condensed polymer. अगर आप इस वाले linkage को देखेंगे, this kind of linkage is basically an ester linkage. That is why it comes in the category of polyesters. COOR. So this is the ester linkage over here. So it comes in the category of polyesters. So teriline is a condensed polymer which is a copolymer and comes in the category of polyesters because there is a presence of ester linkage. I hope you understand it. Now, what are its properties? So there are some important properties. Property number one is it's a very strong fiber. Teriline is a very strong fiber. Very strong fiber. Use it in clothes. Use it in making clothes. Point number second is it is resistant to It is resistant to acids, bases, bleaching agents, or we can say dry cleaning agents. Dry cleaning agents. So जितने भी dry cleaning agents हुआ करते हैं, तो it is resistant to them. And next is it is basically it can be easily washed and dried quickly. Can be easily washed and dried quickly. ये क्विकली ड्राई भी होता है और इसको हम इजीली वॉश भी कर सकते हैं. एंड इट इज रेजिस्टेंट टू फ्रिक्शन आल्सो. It is resistant to friction also because of high tensile strength, and then it is stable at high temperature. It is stable at high temperature. And then टेरिलीन जब हम इसको मिक्स करते हैं with wool, it forms terry wool. So टेरिलीन को जब हम मिक्स करते हैं, when mixed with wool, it forms what is called as terry wool. And this is also a very famous in clothing. And then it basically forms permanent pleats. Can form permanent pleats. Pleats means folds of cloth. जब कोई कपड़ा हम बनाते हैं, क्लॉथ बनाते हैं इससे, तो इट फॉर्म्स परमानेंट प्लीट्स. प्लीट्स मीन्स डिफरेंट डिफरेंट फोल्ड्स बनाते हैं ये उन कपड़ों को. एंड देन देयर इज वन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग, इट्स इलास्टिक इन नेचर. It's elastic in nature. It can stretch a bit. This is the terylene which can stretch a bit, and it's used in making plastic bottles also. Used in making plastic bottles. Plastic bottles. Clothing. जैसे कि जैकेट्स में इस्तेमाल होता है, या फ्लीस जो है, फ्लीस जो जैकेट्स में होता है, वो भी जो है इससे हम बनाते हैं. दैट इज द टेरिलीन. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द यूजेस एंड इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ टेरिलीन. दैट इज इट्स अ स्ट्रॉन्ग फाइबरस मटीरियल. इट इज यूज्ड टू मेक क्लॉथ्स. इट इज रेजिस्टेंट टू केमिकल्स लाइक एसिड्स, बेसिस, ब्लीचिंग एजेंट्स, ड्राई क्लीनिंग एजेंट्स. इट कैन बी इजीली वॉश्ड, इजीली वॉश कर सकते हैं. और ड्राई जो है, ये भी ड्राई भी क्विकली होता है. इट इज रेजिस्टेंट टू फ्रिक्शन आल्सो. इट इज स्टेबल एट हाई टेम्परेचर. इफ यू इंक्रीज द टेम्परेचर टू अ ग्रेटर एक्सटेंट, 100 to 300 डिग्री सेल्सियस, इट्स बेसिकली स्टेबल अप टू दैट आल्सो. एंड इट इज, जब हम इसको मिक्स करते हैं विद वूल एज अ मटीरियल, इट फॉर्म्स अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ क्लोथिंग दैट्स कॉल्ड एज टेरी वूल. And then it can form permanent pleats. Pleats here means that you are basically making folds of cloth, folds, जिससे एक जो कपड़ा है which can roll over the another one. And then it's elastic in nature. It can stretch also. It is used to make plastic bottles. In clothing we can make it as fleece in jackets, etc. So these are basically the uses and properties of this teriline as a material. I hope you understand it. Tomorrow, hopefully in next video, hopefully we shall be talking about polyamides as condensation polymers. Till then, take good care of yourselves. Thank you very much.